Homelessness is something that we talk about here in Edmonton all the time. I mean, it's hard not to. There's encampments filled with tents spread out virtually all over the city. And whenever we have these conversations, it always inevitably ends with, how do people end on the street and what can we do to help? We hear about this all the time from the city, from police, from advocacy organizations, but I feel like there's so much that we don't know about what it's actually like and what it takes to get out of it. So today I decided to go out to the encampments over here and speak with the people who have been living in there and try to understand where they come from and where they can go from here. So you can join along with me. If you don't mind me asking, during the pandemic, what happened that led you here?
Oh, I was just unable to work. I got sick. Couldn't work, couldn't pay my bills. And I'm just exhausted all my options here.
Probably my drug addiction had a lot to do with it. But, that being said, I'm, I've been on different programs and they've helped me out immensely. But it doesn't help when I have to come back here and this is where I lay my head down to sleep. Look at, this is my home. What you see is what I own,
And after when the pandemic happened and you couldn't work anymore because you got sick, was there a reason why you didn't try to go back?
I had surgery in February. Makes it almost impossible to go back to my previous role as a chef. And it was all stark to me because previous to this, I was employed my whole life, gainfully employed until COVID.
How long have you been living in here?
This time about a month and a half I've been here.
And where were you before?
Before I was in a tent behind the lighthouse. My husband passed away in my tent.
Do you know what's going to happen after today?
No. No, I don't.
You try to go out ahead of time and scout something out, but nothing stays too safe for too long. And then shelter's not an option. There's no way I'm going to check into a shelter tonight.
Do you feel safer outside than you do in a shelter?
Oh yeah, definitely. Shelters are another beast all to themselves. It's just constantly looking over your shoulder.
And staff at shelters, unfortunately, are they make it known that they're better than you.
It's a breeding ground for mental and physical disease in those places. So a lot of people just prefer to just camp outside, take their chances out here.
How long have you been trying to get housing for?
On and off, probably about the whole year. I've been on the streets.
I was homeless 4 years ago, and I've also been an opiate user for many years, too many years. But I'm currently in recovery.
What eventually got you off the street?
What eventually got me off the street was accessing the programs that were available at that time that aren't currently available.
You were experiencing homelessness, but you're not anymore. What changed?
I went to the Bissell Center, and they ended up helping me find a place. It's slow, and not many renters will take homeless, but they ended up helping me find a place. But I still prefer to be out here with my friends.
So you have like a housing unit that you could go to?
Yes, I do. I can go there whenever I choose to, but I can't have any friends over, so it sucks. So I just prefer to stay out here.
So at night, do you sleep on the street?
Yeah, I stay on the street with one of my friends. Actually, we have a tent right over on 105 Ave.
What ultimately made you make the decision to come back out here?
My friends. I'd rather be out here helping than in a home that doesn't even feel like home.
So we just talked to some people, and what really stood out so far was not only how tough it is to live on the streets, but also the big sense of community people seem to have around here. But there are a lot of other perspectives to this, of the business owners in the area, people that live around here, people that have to walk past and see this every day. But those are also the people that the media talks to all the time. And this video isn't about them. We wanted to understand how things are like from within the encampments. But to do that, we also needed to ask some tough questions. You know, a lot of people do say, especially when this issue comes up of encampments, it's like, you know, why can't these people get jobs? Why can't they stay at a shelter? Why can't they go someplace else? Like, what would you have to say to that?
Oh, well, just, it's not as easy as hitting the alarm clock in the morning when it goes off and getting up into the shower to get into your car or make your metro to go to your job. I mean, people, they got to find who stole their shoes the night before. And it's just the bare essentials are not there. And then you tell that to someone working, and of course they think you're lying to them. That's the biggest thing, actually, more on it. People think it's a scam. Everything's a scam coming out of your mouth, you know?
You can't get a job unless you have a home base. Like, I'm going to go to a job looking like this? No, nobody's going to hire me. And to get stable housing is getting more and more difficult. I don't go home when I leave here. I don't have a home to go to and have a bath and supper and play with kids or my cat or anything. I don't have any of that anymore.
I do wonder, you know, especially because you do have experience kind of working in a restaurant, so I feel like you can sense what it's like. You know, there's been an increase in complaints this year from businesses, individuals around the city saying, you know, I don't want this tent in front of my business. It's hurting my business. What's your opinion on that?
They feel rejected by the community, so they don't bother giving anything back.
Do you feel like you have anywhere to go without making businesses or people in the downtown that feeling of insecurity?
Not at all. That's why, I prefer to stay secluded and hidden, so I don't feel like I'm being a nuisance. But then again, you're living in the woods or in the dirt or a patch of mosquitoes, and you're away from your resources. So I don't feel like there's any place for me where I feel I could be.
I wish more people from the suburbs and the communities away took the time to at least drive through it. 5 minutes, come and see what it looks like downtown in the inner core. But there are certain areas, and especially a community, that's being totally forgotten here, and that's the homeless community, in my opinion.
You guys are walking by here, shaking your heads, but I don't see you guys stepping up to do anything. They do this, and it provokes people. The officers rather make it harder for us, take half the stuff that we own.
You know, it's gotten a lot worse on the street. People take from each other, and you're not safe. Like, I got robbed 5 days ago, and somebody pushed me right off my bike, and handlebars went into my face, and I hate to say it, but I am getting older, and I'm not as fast as I used to be. I can't see anybody in their right mind asking to be homeless.
A lot of things have changed. Unfortunately, the drugs have gotten stronger and more toxic. In my opinion, there's not the angle they're looking for. Recovery isn't the right approach. There should be more harm reduction.
I just want people to know that we're just here to survive every day, and it's hard. Every day is survival. That's it.
Thank you for speaking with me, Wendy. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Seriously. Yeah.
And everybody has a story, everybody here. You know, how we're all one bad day away, right? We were just saying, right? All of us, every single one of us, even these folks up here in the towers, one bad day away. You know? So.
Keep yourself safe tonight.
I will. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. You as well. Cheers.
Appreciate it.
That's appreciated.
Of course.